so many different police establishments there, federal authorities as well as Milwaukee Police and Brown Deer Police. What we have learned from the news conference that we just heard in Brookfield is that there are now 3 confirmed people who were killed at that shooting, a mass shooting. 4 people still at Freighted. Our understanding is 7 people total shot at that salon this morning at about 11 o'clock. Right. The search continues for Radcliffe Houghton, who had a restraining order against his estranged wife. There were orders for him to stay away from her, to not have any kind of firearms whatsoever. Right. A lot of court work going on there. We do know that that is the suspect. Obviously, the police have put out his picture. We do know that they have found the car that they believed he drove into the spa parking lot. There's a picture again of the suspect, Radcliffe Houghton, who police say he is the one suspect that they are looking for right now.
So this is an incredible story. Again, we find ourselves here in the southeastern Wisconsin area, the Milwaukee area, with another mass shooting. It was just early August that we had the Sikh temple shooting. Now at 11:15 or around 11:15 this morning, another mass shooting incident, this one at a salon, a Zana Salon and Spa, across from Brookfield Square. It's a very large salon, about 9,000 square feet, a place that is equipped with multiple employees there to help the public and service the public. And they were open this morning at about 11 o'clock. We understand just a few minutes later, a gunman walked in there with some sort of a semi-automatic weapon, believed to be, as one victim or one person who was there and witnessed this, an assault rifle. Opened fire, wounded 7 people, as you heard Kathy talking about. We've just learned within the last half hour that 3 of those people are dead, 4 others at the hospital. They're at Freighted Hospital. They've locked down the hospital. There is an ongoing search for the suspect, 45-year-old Radcliffe Houghton, and now a man identifying himself as his father joins us now on the telephone. Mr. Houghton, you have to be distraught over what has played out here this afternoon or this morning.
Very much.
What can you tell us about your son and what your concerns are right now?
He's my second born. I love him very much.
Have you spoken with him?
No.
What can you tell us?
I did not expect this to happen, and I just came in from a funeral, and this is the news that greeted me in my garage, and I don't know what to say. Have
you spoken with any law enforcement authorities at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Tell us what you know about your son's, state of mind. You must have been aware of the injunction and the courtroom activity?
No, I don't know about his state of mind. He went to court, and he didn't explain too much to me, so I don't understand. I don't know, and I will not discuss that.
Okay, all right. Did they have any children? Have you spoken to any children who might?
Yeah, no. He have a 13-year-old daughter with his wife.
And what can
you
tell?
And I have not spoke to her since her birthday a couple of days back.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw your son?
I think it was last year.
So last year, did you say?
Last year.
But you spoke with him on the phone in recent days?
Yeah, from time to time, yes.
Okay. What can you tell us about his background? Was he in the military?
Yes, he spent 4 years in the service.
What branch? Can you tell us that?
I think it was the Marines.
Mr. Houghton, I can't imagine being in your position right now. You called us. You wanted to talk. What do you want to say?
All I can say, I want to apologize to people of Milwaukee who have been hurt, and to all those who have gone through this traumatic experience. I want to speak to the law enforcement up there, let them know that my son, regardless of what happened,
Mr. Houghton, certainly a distraught day for you as well. What can you tell us? Where might your son go in this kind of a situation? Would you have any idea? Are there other relatives or some place where he might be? Do you know where is he living there in Brown Deer, or does he have another place where he might go?
He lives in Brown Deer. I have no idea, sir. He did not give me any hint of what he would do, so I cannot tell you, and I don't want to say things that might construed. So I just want you all to, bear with me that I have to be careful of what I say over the phone.
What do you hope he does now?
I pray and I hope that he will turn himself in.
Do you have a cell phone for him, contact with him? I'm certainly that's something that the law enforcement officers will ask you.
When they ask me, I give it to them.
All right.
Are you going to call them? Are you going to contact them?
No. I'm not. I'm waiting for them to call me, and we'll see what happens. I'm ready to cooperate with them, and I don't know what's going on, so I just want to keep myself in a situation where I do not say things that misconstrued, okay?
Right. Do you live in this area, the Milwaukee area, sir?
No, sir, you're talking to me in Florida.
I see. And that may explain...
How did you learn about it?
I just came home from a funeral, and my wife, they called my house. My wife was on the phone, and as soon as I pull up in the driveway, she handed me the phone, and this is the shock of my life right now.
Well, we're so sorry for you, sir. What is your son's occupation? Do you know much about his personal life right now?
No, sir.
Do you know, can you tell us anything about his background? He was in the Marines, you said, for 4 years. Did he serve overseas?
Yes, sir. I tell you, sir, I'm not going to say anything further, okay, until I get somebody who can advise me better, okay?
Okay.
I'm cooperating with you guys, but I do not want to say things that later on come back to haunt me, and I'm just cooperating, and I just want to leave it as it is.
Well, it's very kind of you to call in, sir, and again, you had a message for the people who might be watching right now that you wanted to deliver from the family.
From our family?
We
are very, very sorry, because the scripture said, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and turn from their wickedness, then I will hear from heaven, and I will heal and bless their land. My son needs healing. If you are sleeping in sin, you are in trouble, and hopefully, I don't know if my son truly has been awakened. Thank you.
Sir, if your son is listening right now, what would you say to him?
Call me, and I want you to talk to me, and we can make arrangements so you can turn yourself in to the law enforcement. I want to hear from you about my daughter, my granddaughter. I don't know where she is, and I know that she must be traumatized right now.
Does she live in Milwaukee or in the Milwaukee area?
Yes, she lives with my son.
Sir, we don't want you to give your telephone number out on the air, but we may want someone to take it down after we get your call off the air, just so that if your son, for some reason, does he have your number? Do law enforcement know how to contact you?
Well, no, I know they will get my number. Just like for you, I'll get my number. She will get they will have my number, okay?
Okay. Mr.
All right,
Houghton.
thank you. God bless.
You too, sir. Thank you for calling. That again, Radcliffe Houghton Sr., the father of the suspect wanted in these shootings today, calling from, as he said, his home in Florida. He said he hadn't seen his son since last year, but he'd spoke with him, Kathy, just this last week.
And I think his message is what I think obviously law enforcement is hoping as well, is that there can be a solution, a resolution to this particular day.
Without more violence.
Without more violence. A very unusual circumstance to be speaking to a parent of a suspect in the course of breaking news that is impacting more than one community this afternoon.
Right, and there's this ongoing search for this man's son, as you just heard from the father. He made a plea to his son. Let's join the news conference from Brookfield authorities. Okay, this is what Brookfield authorities had to say earlier this afternoon.
First of all, on behalf of the City of Brookfield and the City of Brookfield Police Department, Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this crime. Right now, I'll give you an overview of what took place. At approximately 11:09 this morning, we received a call of a shooting in progress at Azana Salon, 200 North Moreland Road here in the city of Brookfield. We were told a male suspect was involved. That male suspect has been identified. You all have pictures currently of Mr. Radcliffe Franklin Houghton, Haughton, date of birth 12/17/66. He is a male black, 6'1", 270 pounds. At the time of the shooting, the suspect was wearing a gray sweater, blue jeans, and had a white and black backpack with him. The vehicle that we were looking for has been located. We are no longer looking for the black Mazda Protege. That vehicle has been located, not in the city of Brookfield. As already has been reported, the suspect is from Brown Deer. This situation is fluid and ongoing. Our initial attention was reaching, locating, and treating the victims. That has taken place. We have a total of 7 victims. 4 were transported. We believe we have 3 deceased. None of those people or any of the victims are being identified at this time for obvious reasons.
The 3 deceased were in
The investigation is fluid and ongoing. We have a number of scenes being worked on as we speak. Not only the salon, but the suspect's residence in Brown Deer and others. Our entire operation now is focused on locating the suspect. I will tell you that we are currently still searching a portion of the salon. We have a number of SWAT teams that are doing that right now. There's a portion of the salon that has not been cleared, and we are in the process of doing that right now.
Chief, could you tell us
I can also tell you that in the process of clearing that building, we believe we have identified what is being described as an improvised explosive device, which is also hampering our clearing of that building. I believe the City of Milwaukee Bomb Squad is here and is assisting us in that endeavor. I have no other information for you at this time. I am not going to take any questions as this is a continuing, fluid, ongoing investigation. I want to make sure the information I give you is accurate and complete, and I'm not up here guessing for you.
Bye.
And that was a news conference from the chief of police in Brookfield just within the last hour, talking about the update where they confirmed that 3 people had in fact died out of the 7 that were wounded at Azana Salon this morning a few minutes after 11 o'clock. We're going to go live now to 12 News' Marianne Lyles, who is live at Froedtert Hospital. Marianne, the 4 survivors from this brought to Froedtert Hospital, we understand they had non-life-threatening injuries. If there's anything positive to come out of this, it's that those 4 people look like they're going to make it.
Yeah, quite difficult out here, especially because Froedtert was under the impression from the very beginning that they were going to receive the 3 other victims from the shooting. And obviously now we know that those 3 that had remained there have passed away. But yes, they did get 4 victims here being treated and looked at for non-life-threatening injuries. To our understanding, still on lockdown here at Froedtert Hospital. The last online update they gave was at 3 o'clock. I also did speak with a hospital official about 40 minutes ago who also did confirm that the lockdown is still underway. However, something that you will notice, we're starting to see some employees, some staff coming and going. It seems that there is a shift change happening right now. And workers, they can leave and enter the buildings if they have the ID. So we are seeing a lot of people prominently displaying their IDs as they leave. We still do see squads, some of the locations blocking the entrances, either stopping people as they come, allowing some of the traffic to leave as those workers are starting to leave for the day. You could see it down the ways here on 92nd, just outside of Froedtert and Children's Hospital. But again, the lockdown's still underway. Loosened it, I guess, just a bit to let some of the workers and staff leave. We tried to talk to a few of them as they were leaving, but obviously they've been told not to talk at this time and quickly getting to their cars and heading on the way. So we're starting to see traffic pick up here around the medical complex, but still seeing quite a heavy presence from the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office assisting in the lockdown situation out here.
Mary Ann Lyles, we're going to go back to 12 News' Matt Salemi, who's in News Chopper 12. And Matt, this is an ongoing situation. You're up there in Brown Deer, the suspect's neighborhood near 65th and Glenbrook, I believe it is. And
that's exactly right.
And there's a robot that is part of the bomb squad operation there. We've got federal agencies now involved in this, is that after they found an improvised explosive device at the salon where the shooting started at shortly after 11 o'clock this morning. What's the status there now?
Well, and because of that, Terry, they're taking every precaution as they do in these type of situations, not just charging up to the suspect's house. That robotic unit still parked at the back of the Milwaukee Hazardous Devices truck, and you can see it's still idle at this point. What we have noticed is a change in the volume of personnel here. Milwaukee Police Department sent another complete truck of tactical officers. They are just in the process of gearing up right now. We saw them unloading their shields, putting on their helmets and their body armor, and getting ready to go towards the suspect's home. There's already an armored truck parked out in front of the suspect's home, and the officers staying behind that truck. And again, this is the staging area, so I feel comfortable showing you there. Here, they're not taking their tactical positions. This is down the street and around the corner and out of any line of fire if there were to be a situation of that nature. So that's the only reason why we're showing these officers as they get ready. Again, the bomb squad's truck, the mobile hazardous device, is just moving out of the area here. So it looks like they're getting closer to actually going into the suspect's house now that the new set of tactical officers has entered the scene. They have enough personnel now, they feel, here on scene to go in. But again, because they found that improvised explosive device at the spa, they're going to take every precaution as they enter the suspect's home here. I can also add that I did not see the black protege parked in the driveway of the house, but the armored vehicle is still sitting out front with officers surrounding the building. When they did carry the gear from this scene to the home, they went through the backyards of the houses across the street and stayed in undercover as they approached it. They didn't just march up the street and head there with all their bags of gear in hand. And so it looks like they're getting ready to reposition themselves to move the bomb squad's truck down towards the home. Maybe they may be going inside shortly. We'll continue to keep an eye on it, and we'll let you know if there's any changes in the developments here up over Brown Deer. Matt Salemi reporting live at News Chopper 12. Back to you.
Matt, we're going to keep you with us here. The status of that robot that was on the ground there, I'm sure a lot of viewers are probably familiar with this now, that they have these robots that can go in and look around a home so that people aren't on the first line there as they go in and try to find an explosive device. Is that robot on the move now?
It's still idle, Terry. The truck that it came out of just pulled away. Interestingly, they left the robotic unit behind, but this is how it approached the scene as well. We saw them unload it, move the truck up, and then a gentleman came out with a remote control unit, and he wheeled the robot up towards the back of the truck. So I'm assuming that once they get their truck parked again, they'll wheel the unit over via remote control and carry it up to the scene that way. That's how they got it to this far. But as you can see, it's still parked on 65th Street around the corner and down the block.